Next, we have John Cartwright, who has for a very long time been the president of the Toronto and York Region District Labour Council, and he is very, very supportive of green jobs and building a green economy. He helped facilitate an amazing document that's come out called Toronto's Green Print. I'm very happy to welcome John Cartwright.
Good afternoon, sisters and brothers. I'm here on behalf of the Labour Council, representing 200,000 women and men that work in every sector of our economy. And you know, for 146 years, Toronto's labour movement has been fighting for economic justice, for social justice, for racial justice, and in the last 2 decades for climate justice as well. That's where we are firmly in terms of the labour movement in this city. We have representatives here from all kinds of unions, from teachers, from public sector unions, healthcare workers, private sector unions, a coalition of black trade unionists, the Filipino Workers Network, our Community Benefits Network, that has negotiated jobs for racialized and Indigenous youth in the trades and in the white-collar jobs along the Eglinton crosstown, putting real jobs and climate together to make a future for communities. Woo! I'm here to talk about something called just transition. Just transition. You know, my grandfather was a coal miner in the north of England. A century ago, there was 1 million men working underground, digging out coal. It helped, sadly, add to so much of the CO2 emissions that our world still suffers from. But we know when we look south of the border, one of the real factors in Donald Trump's election was sections of a working class that had felt abandoned entirely by the elites, including the Clintons, as they signed trade deals, as they watched whole industries shut down, as they watched communities being abandoned. And fortunately in Canada, for the last quarter century, our labour movement and our environmental movement have worked closely together to say if we want climate justice, working people also must have a future for themselves and their communities and their families. And so just transition means that as we design moving towards lower carbon realities in every sector of the economy, we have to make sure that working people aren't thrown on the scrap heap. That they're not thrown on the scrap heap. That we don't say, it's too bad you chose us for a living, but your community will now be a ghost town because there's going to be something different. Everybody who's come to this city from 192 countries in this world, and we speak 100 languages, understands we're trying to build a better life. And just transition says that as we move towards a low-carbon economy, whether it's in the cement industry or the auto industry, the aerospace industry, or in our hospitals or our hotels or our schools, we look clearly at the wisdom of frontline workers. We say, how can we do that best? How can we make sure that as we have a solution, it addresses the 3 crises that's facing Canadians and people in this world? The jobs crisis, the environmental crisis, and the equity crisis. So that as we move forward together, as we march today, we are saying to our Indigenous sisters and brothers, we recognize that you are the root of the solutions, of how we understand building a different economy, that we reach out to each other in every community, in every background, in every occupation, say, we will leave nobody behind. We will build a world based on economic justice, social justice, racial justice, and climate justice. Solidarity, sisters and brothers.